That boy who used to spend days in the garage with only his imagination and a couple hand tools has gotten lost in the grind of the real world. I think it's time we find him. I'm pissed. It's been a bad week, hot, humid, and rushed. Suffice to say, at this point, right here, I knew two things. I had to step back before I hurt myself, and that this project could stay in the 15th century for all I cared. I knew better. The dice had the orange face as I laid the wood out. I always had the green or blue smiley. I was already mad. Before I even started, I should have known better. I did. But I kept going anyway. You see, laying the wood out and the orange face is out. I'm mad before I started. This is not good. A strip of pallet wood, 20-inch piece of rust sawn, and a chunk of 2x4, and a couple hardwood dowels from broken slat chairs. I think I'll go with the blue one. Scrap wood, pallet wood, recycled, metal detector, they all go together. Just a heads up, some of the finish nails, they don't ring. Speaking of which, ring that bell. Come on, that was a flawless beg for notifications and subscription. I mean, yeah, it's a little early in the video, but you don't want to miss a thing. All right, slats. You know I love cutting me some slats. I get a kick out of making something out of nearly nothing. For the size of this project, I'm ripping 3/16-inch slats. I want them thin and just a little bit wiggly. Some give, but not enough to break. Let me know in the comments at what time you knew what this was, because I'm not sure even I know what it is yet. As I hinted, it's been a tough week, and I needed to chill. I ended up watching some YouTube, which honestly I haven't done lately. Busy designing, building, shooting, and editing projects, but I ended up looping to some channels from the UK across the pond. I can't remember them all. The Wood Junkie and Not Just Wood come to mind. Great names for channels and always a good watch. Then their accents hit me, and my brain went, whoa! England? Old? Like real old compared to the States? Man, there's got to be some history there. Let's find it. And here we are. Building this, dating back to the 15th century, modernized in the 1820s, and now on a hot and humid July day in 2025, finding mead. And now I'm thirsty. Okay, I don't really have a plan here. I know, big shock. When do I ever? I have this idea based on some old photos. The ancient version was basically chiseled from a log and a handle strapped on it. The 1820 version was modernized with thin willow strips, making it lightweight. And today we're going to use the strips we just made from 4/4 pine and a 2x4. We're going to use this pallet wood for the ends and giving it the structure. I was thinking 6 inches on the bottom, but that looks way too narrow. So we'll go with 8, and I want the sides to flare a little each way. Maybe 10 degrees. And the top 1.5 inches, though, cannot have a flare because the handle has to attach there somehow. But we'll figure that out as we go. Okay, let's cut our ends now and see what we got. 10 degrees. And then run it through again the other side. Then at 90 degrees to cut that last 1.5 inches straight for our top strip. Actually really easy to do with the miter saw. And yet that looks good. The bevel. Not only do I want the sides to flare out, I want the ends to flare as well. I'm going to start with 10 degrees, mimicking the 10 degrees the other way. At the table saw, for a split second, I debated on 15 degrees. Then I realized if I didn't like 10 degrees, I could always increase to 15. I couldn't go back the other way. I sanded up quickly at the one bench top, not going for smooth, just taking the edges off. And we start assembly from the bottom up. Some tight bond 3, some staples, and yeah, you know the rest. I saw red. I step back, regroup. I should have left the shop. I have 2 rules and I broke them both. Don't work rushed and don't work mad. This is supposed to be fun after all. Right now, it's not so much. I took a couple deep breaths and stepped back in. I cut some new slats and glued it up for real this time. Then moved on to the sides. I use my 1, 2, 3 setup blocks for spacing and eyeball any differences. Then simply cut the fit as I go at 10-degree angles. It doesn't have to be perfect. I might go so far as saying it's a little less than perfect to make it handmade, to make it different from everything else, make it unique. The top 2 slats are noticeably thicker, and that's for a reason. The handles will attach there when we figure out how. And I'm really liking the way this is coming together now. We might just turn that frown upside down by the end of this all. I'm messing around with the handle a bit. I think I want it to rotate out of the way when it's not in use. Idea firmly in my head, I drill 4 holes. 2 at the top of the handle sides, the size of the blue dowel, in my case 3/4 inches, and 2 at the bottom of the handle. This is where they're going to pivot. My dowel is 3/8 inches for the bottom. Now, the top 2 holes, I only drill 3/4 of the way through the boards. So the dowel can sit in the wood. I have a good glue connection. I can screw it in place. The other holes, the 3/8 inch ones at the bottom, full bore all the way through. I also drill 3/8 inch holes on the top 2 slats so they can hold the pivot dowels. Once again, replicating, only going 3/4 of the way through for a glue and screw. I glue and staple the top slats on and glue the dowels in. And yeah, we're there. Done-ish? Not exactly. Yeah. I forgot the one element that inspired me to make this piece, separating it from the modernized square versions out there and linking it to the past. The legs. Sorry, no ZZ Top reference this time. The willow and ash builds from the 1820s had legs to keep it from the mud and the dew and the grass. I rip a 2x4.5, transfer the 10-degree theme, and cut in sand, then round over the edges and screw into the bottom slats. I give everything a quick sand with the orbital to smooth it over, rough it up a touch. There's a saying, close, but no cigar. At least I'm not red anymore on the emoji dice, not even orange. I'm giving this one a yellow, maybe a pale green, a solid meh. But hey, I made something, it's usable, it looks good, and truth be told, after my terrible 2 tantrum, it was even fun again. But I missed a couple things. It wasn't until I was walking the dog last night, feeding the mosquitoes, that it hit me. I could have tapered the bottom just a touch, like the V of a boat. An easy, no-brainer way to give it that real Sussex trug shape. And the handle, I could have faked the classic curl underneath, with 1 extra slat cut and glued. Also, with a pivoting handle, you'd better have a balanced diet, or you'll literally spill the beans. I think for a finish, I'll go darker on the feet and the handle, similar to the photos I saw. Look, not every build comes out perfect. And yeah, I guess some days in the shop just aren't great. But bad days in the shop are still better than no days in the shop. So don't let it discourage you. Get up, get out, get moving, and try something new. Push yourself. I know we have some amazing thoughts in this community, so how can I keep my handle so it still folds under, but also stops from pivoting when loaded? Any thoughts? Am I missing something obvious? As always, thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And until the next time.